our life. Come on, somebody. It goes on to say that Jesus is the stone that the builders rejected. But even though they rejected him, he has become the chief cornerstone by which everything foundationally in our faith is built upon who Jesus Christ is. Then it goes on and says, and you are a chosen generation. I'm talking about the living stones. Look at somebody and say, you're a living stone. A royal priesthood and holy nation, a peculiar people, that you should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness and into his marvelous light. I would to God somebody would take the person beside of you by the hand and say, we are living stones in the wall of faith, and we are called to show forth the praises of the God who has saved and delivered us and brought us from darkness into his glorious light. It was at each gate that the elders of the city were assigned to sit. All 12 gates had elders, wise men who remembered the law, elders and wise men who prophesied with judgment. Be careful of those who prophesy blessings, those that prophesy that everything's always going to be all right. Those that prophesy this is your best year, and those that prophesy about material blessing. When they prophesied in scriptural times, ancient history, they prophesied judgment. It was a prophetic warning to the people that if you don't turn away from wickedness, that judgment from God is going to come. And the elders would sit at the city and speak the words of God, and the prophets would speak the words of God, not to puff up their ego or give them hope for financial blessing, but they would declare that judgment will come unless you return to the living God. Wise men who remembered the law prophesied with judgment and prophesied with justice. The elders and the prophets, they prayed, they cried, they called out from the gates, reminding the people daily to return in worship and sacrifice to the God of Israel, the holy city of Jerusalem, calling them back to power, calling them back to purpose, calling them back to promise, and calling them back to a place of righteousness. If there's anything God says we need to rebuild, we need to rebuild the foundational walls of a devotion in our life, that we come back to a place of power, a place of promise, a place of purpose, and we are called back to a place of righteousness where we live by the word of the Lord.